जीजू से बात करनी है। अगर मेरी उससे बात नहीं हुई मैं तुम दोनों को बता रहा हूँ मैं आज जाऊंगा उससे मिलने। देखो सिकंदर क्या करता है, कितने पैसे लगाए हैं उसने। सिकंदर तुम्हें अपने घर से
Singer really does the fielding. Now he's been in social media action over the last couple of days. Gonna have to ask your thoughts on this one, Brown. Not sure whether or not.
It. I'm down with that.
He already has quite a lot of tattoos, so it's not a first.
No,
and
no.
Yeah, he's gone on the. It's on the underneath of the right calf. Whoever designed that T20 World Cup logo is going to be pretty chuffed.
Yeah. No.
There for eternity.
I like it. No, I'm here for it. It's kind of discreet in a way. It's not over the top.
Tattoos popular in Australia, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I don't have any myself.
Wouldn't suit me, I don't think. Not for me. I keep trying to wash it off, I think, when I get in the shower. Short ball. Is that too short? No. Good start this from Cammy.
Yeah. It's not quite like my niece has got a tattoo on her thigh. The predator, the alien
Oh my
predator.
god,
Yeah.
5 dots.
She's
Wow.
got a tattoo of the predator.
Interesting.
Right on.
Back to
All
the cricket.
dot.
Time is it? 11:03.
Good job. Sumpal
Remarkable
Kami.
start
Wow.
to the day, but it's a maiden on the field.
Yeah.
None for none at the end of the first.
No runs.
So let's get a look at the points table. Just give you a sort of
Ai
sense
lo
as to how
somos
this
zero.
ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2 is
Zero
progressing.
run.
Whatever happens on the rest of this tour, with the games in hand that Nepal have, every chance we're going to have something of a logjam sort of between, well, maybe even first and seventh.
I definitely think we are. And this tournament always delivers, doesn't it? It really does. Every single game has context, it has meaning. These teams fiercely want to make sure that they get in that top four. So I think it's funny the way it works out, because you have that discrepancy in the number of games played, particularly early on. But as it gets towards the pointy end, I fully expect it to be a real logjam.
I like what the ICC have done this year. There's been quite a few changes, some of them kind of more noticeable than others. Probably the most important one has been the removal of back-to-back ODIs. So in the first edition of this ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2, the Triangular Series took place over 8 days, which actually, thinking back to when we were doing it, I don't know how we got through it at times. It was really, really challenging. Karen KC with the new ball. So what that meant was each of the three sides in every Triangular Series at one point in the series had to play back-to-back games. So you'd have game, day off, game, day off, game. Now it is every single Triangular Series the same.
साइड भनेर चाहिँ हेर्नै पर्छ मैले पनि हैन
No one has ever played back-to-back ODIs. I think the record
मलाई पनि
teams
राम्रोसँग थाहा भएन
played
मैले
the back-to-back
कुन
ODIs
लिङ्कमा
and
गएर
very rarely won
गरेको
the
थिएँ
second
हैन
day.
सरी
So
अबाउट
it's
इट
just the way the modern ODI game is, it's mentally and physically and emotionally exhausting, isn't it?
Well, that's just for the commentators.
It is really nicely bowled by KC, beats the outside edge of Charlie Tier. So that's been a big change, the expansion of it from 14 player squads to 15 player squads. But one of the more subtle ones is that in the initial edition, I think Oman at one point had played nearly triple the games of other teams. They really did a good job through COVID at getting their fixtures put on. But now they've mandated that each side has to play 3 series per year. So that means you will host one and you'll travel for 2. It's purely because of this year with the TU International Cricket Grounds renovation and the way the fixtures have fallen that there's that slight discrepancy with Nepal having played less games. So I think generally, like by December this year, each of the 8 sides will play 24 ODIs. We'll have a really good picture by December and every team will know exactly what they need to do.
It's the one time when I really, really take a close look at standings or a table. I would do that in the county championship in particular because of there's that jeopardy there of relegation and the opportunity of promotion. But it's a similar thing. It's just a proper league.
Edged, and finally the first runs of the day come thanks to that outside edge. A good healthy crowd building up. I think we've got about 300 tickets pre-sold.
नेपाल vs के भन्छ स्कटल्यान्ड नेपाल vs स्कटल्यान्ड.
If you're anywhere in Scotland or particularly if you're close to Dundee, come on down, get involved and enjoy the international cricket in person. We should have a really good contest. Very tough to call contest again today, Mel.
Yeah, it really is. I think in a way the manner of Nepal's victory with that crowd here as well, I think it just stunned everyone. It not surprised anyone, I don't think. No one who watches Nepal play cricket should be surprised when they win games. But just, I think the expectations.
म साउथ कोरियाबाट हो मैले चाहिँ मोबाइलबाट गरिरहेको है मोबाइलबाट तर मेरो यो गरे भने चाहिँ ब्लक हुनु पनि सक्छ के
That's Karen KC at it again and it's the big one.
job.
George Munsey, who's had the most remarkable ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2, he falls for a duck. If you're going to get him, you will get him early. And a fine piece of swing bowling from that man, the folk hero again from the far west.
One run बनाएको थियो एउटा
wicket
गयो है.
whether it's with the ball, he is
1-1
in the game. Just pushes that ball across, thick outside edge and regulation catch in the end. But boy oh boy, that is a big scalp very early on.
Kushal
Nepal.
Bhurtel.
You can see too, they know it.
करण केसीको बलमा कुशल भुर्तेलले क्याच गरे.
He wasn't just a gully, he was an incredibly tight gully. That's why I thought it was such a good catch. But Munsey's gone early. He falls for a 7th ball duck and Nepal are up and about again.
Happy.
Conditions, well, they may be adverse and foreign for them.
Goodbye, goodbye. एकजनालाई goodbye भन्नु पाए ल. Bye bye.
In every single manner in this series as outstrides Brandon McMullen to the crease. Well, Scotland's big 3, they failed in the previous game, didn't they? I know Munsey might have got 25, 26. But McMullen hasn't got really many runs in this series, although he does have 6 wickets to his name. And Richie Berrington, after that sparkling century to round out the series in Netherlands, he's not really been in the runs either. So, pressure on Scotland yet again, and Nepal, with all those spin overs to come.
really interesting. So George Munsey in this series has
okay,
made 12,
okay.
26, and then a duck
किनकि
today.
अलिक राम्रोसँग देखिने गरेर गऱ्यो भने मेरो ब्लग भइहाल्छ नि, कपिराइट आउँछ, सो गर्नु मिल्दैन नि, त्यही भएर हो कि मजाले गर्नु मिल्ने भए त गरिहाल्थेँ नि, हैन? मिल्दैन नि त।
In the Netherlands, remember Scotland played an extra match against the UAE when they're in the Netherlands because the game had been postponed. It was
अहिले कतिखेर कपिराइट आउँछ, त्यही भएर सबै साउन्डहरू पनि सुनाउनु हुँदैन नि, मैले भोल्युम अफ गर्नुपर्छ।
Just to go through George Munsey's scores in the Netherlands, which involved.
मैले साउन्ड अफ गर्नुपर्छ किनकि कपिराइट आउँछ। मेसेज हेल्ड फर रिभ्यू आइसक्यो है मेरो। पोटेन्सियल इन्सपिरेसन मेसेजर हेल्ड फर रिभ्यू क्यान मेसेज वेल फर सेटिङ गरिट। मलाई यहाँ वार्निङ आइसक्यो। अफ गर्नु हजुर, बोल्नु के? त्यही त मैले अफ गरेँ किनकि मलाई वार्निङ आइसक्यो। ओके, 2 ओभर स्टार्ट भयो है। Oh, good save. फिलहाल अहिले चाहिँ गेमै हेरौँ होला हैन? बाँकी बादमा। ओ सेट, चौका आइगयो नि बेचारा। ललितको जम्पिङ त थियो तर अलिक ढिला भयो। सेट ब्याक टु ब्याक चौका चौका हान्यो त ल।
Gorgeous shot of the morning. Perfect off drive. It belongs to Charlie Tier.
Well, he is picking up where he left off in scoring that 80 against Nepal. For some reason, he quite likes these bowlers. That's a lovely stroke from Charlie Tier. Really good for his confidence. I had wondered if that, just how important that 80-run innings was going to be for the development of Charlie Tier. There's obviously been a lot invested in him, and playing now.
सबैजनाले मेरो च्यानल सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल
17th ODI. That 80 was his highest score as well. He's got 3 half centuries. So he's someone that they've invested in and they see.
तर च्याटिङ गर्यो भने चाहिँ पहिला सब्स्क्राइब गर्नुपर्छ होला मेबी
We're starting to really see why, I think, in
च्याटिङ गर्यो भने चाहिँ सब्स्क्राइब हुन्छ होला
Young years, don't you? Nice length from Karen Casey.
सबैजनाले च्याटिङ गर्नु
Well,
त
I think it's fair to say he's not enjoyed the
मेरो
pitches
च्याटिङ
here.
गर्यो भने चाहिँ मेरो च्यानल सब्स्क्राइब हुन्छ मेबी
He's such an elegant player. He's a flowing driver of the ball.
Oh, thank you very much.
The bowlers have bowled well to him, but he just hasn't been sensing the ball is coming onto the bat in the way in which he would have wanted.
Yeah, a few times we've noticed with the hybrid pitches here, and talking to a few of the players as well, it does sometimes seem to just hold in the wicket a little bit. It just stops in the wicket. And so we haven't seen the greatest of timing from some of the players like McMullen, who you automatically think of as a beautiful timer of the ball. So it's provided a few challenges, but that's it, you know. They're going to have to adapt to it.
Funny that they're so different, these hybrid pitches here, to the ones that we saw last August in Cricket World Cup League 2 in Voorburg. That was the Netherlands, USA, Canada series. Much skiddier there. They kind of, if anything, maybe because it's later in the year, it was in August, but here certainly so far we tended to see the ball just holding the surface a touch, and for a player as attacking as McMullen, he definitely hasn't enjoyed it. Now, having said that, the bowlers have really done well not to bowl too full of them.
भोइस मेरो होइन ब्रदर यता के अरे हाम्रो तक्लु दाइको कमेन्टर्स होइन
desperate to kind of find a way to get a score today.
Given what I've seen of him every time I've watched him play, ever since he sort of came into the Scotland side and became a regular, he's one of my favourite players in the associate scene and in all of cricket.
त्यो भयो भने धेरै राम्रोसँग देखायो भने कपिराइट आउँछ के हुँदैन मेरो च्यानल रिस्कमा राख्नु भएन नि त सब्स्क्राइब गरे है हस् थ्यांक यू अरूको कस्तो नराम्रो लाइभ हेरिराख्नु भन्दा त हैन यो पनि ठिकै छ नि त नट ब्याड हैन मज्जाले देखाएर गर्यो भने त फेरि मेरो च्यानल ब्लक भइहाल्छ नि
was filled by some calls for Karen Casey to retire.
हैन अब अझै राम्रो गर्नेहरु पनि छ गर्नेहरु पनि छ त अनि तर
he doesn't score quickly enough, and enough has been enough from those three great servants of the team who've all played for the national side. Well, in Sampal Kami's case, for more than a decade. Karen Casey, a similar length. Ari Sheikh, nearly that length. Where are those comments now? Where are those? What are they saying now, Mel?
Well, exactly. Sometimes players respond to that sort of criticism as well, but I just don't know why you would ever not have Karen Casey in your side.
Oh, hello brother. हजुरको बिहा भयो कि नाइ रे हैन त्यो डिटेलमा सोध्नको लागि म तपाईलाई मेरो WhatsApp नम्बर लास्टमा भनिदिन्छु ल अनि डिटेलमा कुरा गरौँला है त अहिले यहाँ लाइभमा चाहिँ गर्न मिल्दैन ल कस्तो कुरा गरेको हो हाँसो उड्दो घर कहाँ हो रे अनि बिहा भयो कि नाइ रे हैन इट्स भेरी पर्सनल म्याटर ब्रदर हरेक कुराको एउटा बाउन्ड्री हुन्छ हैन त्यो बाउन्ड्री क्रस गर्नुभन्दा पहिला धेरैचोटि सोच्नुपर्छ के
You can understand why they were very excited about it.
It's adjacent, isn't it? Is it going to nip and miss the leg stump, or is it?
It does. It did nip back a lot. Maybe it's height. It did nip back a long way.
लाइभमा कति कुरा सोध्ने भनेर
most cricketers, unless you're only a bowler and you bat 11, I think most cricketers will even watch that replay and say they'd prefer
म
that to
कहाँ
be
छु
given
भन्ने
not
कुराको
out than given
ऊ
out.
हुनुपर्छ नि, एक्का हुनुपर्छ नि.
There's so many imponderables there, and
It's
can you really
that,
say
brother.
sometimes you're certain that that's going
मेरो
to
मोबाइल
impact, well, pitching in line, yes,
साइलेन्ट गर्नु
absolutely,
पर्दैन.
impacting in line, and definitely hitting if we had the DRS in play, if we had the Hawkeye here. I don't think you could say it for certain, could you?
Well, and I mean, you mentioned the fact that we don't have DRS for these games, and they do just get one look at it. We can go back and look at the replay 10 times and try and analyse it and get the freeze frames and draw
Yeah,
some
okay,
arrows
thank
or
you,
whatever
brother.
it might be. But, we've just got the one
त्यस्तो
shot.
औतारीहरू कहाँ जहाँ पनि हुन्छ नि होइन, एक दुईजना मान्छेहरू. ओके,
Still
धन्यवाद.
yet to get off the run scoring. They've bowled really well to him. It's kind of incredible, really, when you look at Charlie Tier, 15 off 12, played the
मेरो
most
ल्यापटप भएको भए
fluently.
चाहिँ कति राम्रो हुन्थ्यो छ नि,
I can recall
तर
seeing him when
आई डोन्ट ह्याभ ल्यापटप के,
in that first match against
मसँग
Nepal.
ल्यापटप छैन.
And you've got McMullen's
मैले यो
mentioned that they
आइसिसीको
get
ऊबाट
offside,
हेरेको छु
you
के,
know.
आइसिसीको
Munzi played out a maiden first half
एपबाट,
and was out in the
आइसिसीको
second
एपमा गएर
match
मैले
he faced.
गरेको होला.
Feels like
उसको
topsy-turvy
लोगो चाहिँ
world.
देखाउनु हुँदैन के.
Doesn't it just? He will get off the mark finally, as Rajbanshi has another long chase and gets there successfully this time. Fields very well, keeps it to a couple, probably a run.
आइसिसी मेन क्रिकेट वर्ल्ड कपको त्यो पेजमा गएर मैले हेरिरहेको छु.
It's funny for Scotland and the Netherlands, though, isn't it? Because their kind of main event,
रियाज अफिसियल.
their main course, if you will, for this summer is going to be in less than 3 weeks' time or so, isn't it?
हो,
Or
आइसिसी
maybe
टिभी
4
एप.
weeks' time from now. Over in Voorburg, in the Netherlands, 5 teams, 2 World Cup spots. Good back foot punch, finds the gap. Rowan Powder, look at the speed across
Oh
the
my
surface.
god.
Gets there.
Oh my
Through to
god.
square. Amazing ovation from the Nepal fans. Fantastic.
Captain भनेको क्याप्टेन नै हो.
Great fielding.
त्यति त गर्नु पर्यो नि.
Stuff from the skipper leading the way. Finally getting some runs off the bat now for McMullen. It wasn't timed completely.
होइन, बढी रन दिएको भन्दा पनि अब विकेट लिने ऊ हो नि त, विकेट लिनलाई ट्राई गर्नु पर्यो नि होइन, अनि त्यही भएर रन दिएको हो के.
Dakatopi very much looking resplendent.
रन दिएरै विकेट ल्याउने हो नि त.
I've got my beanie on, but I have my Dakatopi in the bag. I'll get that out later. It's a great song. I haven't told you about the Dakatopi song.
विकेट लिने प्रयास गरिरहेको
There's a number of
सोमपालले.
Dakatopi songs, but the main one.
उहाँको स्किल देखाइराख्नु भएको.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's. I think it's a traditional song from the like 70s or 80s, but it's trended up a wee bit on a lot of whenever I wear a Dakatopi in Nepal, they'll take sort of a video of me at the toss or you know somewhere in the crowd with it, and they'll put this song over it. Very catchy. Dakatopi. Dakatopi is really catchy and it's all about love and how much they love the Dakatopi and the pride of being from Nepal. This one's driven beat Sampal Kami. Did he get a
bit annoying.
Yeah, so drop into Mel, give her a namaste, give her a greeting, and maybe, so it's the Dara Silwal, which is the traditional men's dress, which I was gifted many years ago by a great friend, Sharon Masaka, the former national team player.
11 को नाम थाहा नहुने को छ हो 11 को नाम थाहा नहुनेले कसले गेम हेर्छ
Asif Sheikh, just keeping
सबैलाई थाहा
Brandon
छ
McMullen
अनि सोमपाल
back in
बुढो
the
भयो
box,
रे
if you will.
अस्ति करण
There
केसीको
is
पावर देखेन
many a different style of
करण केसीले गेम जिताको अनि सोमपाललाई बुढो भयो भनेर हुन्छ एक्सपिरियन्स पनि चाहिन्छ नि
Well, so what I did receive was an enormous number of, and I don't know the traditional name for it, but the scarves.
म्याचुरिटीले पनि धेरै म्याटर गर्छ ब्रदर
That's a huge tradition.
Yeah.
Kind of everywhere you go, and they're draped around your neck, because it's a greeting of real honor. It's a sign of massive respect, and the hospitality there in Nepal is remarkable. It's so many people have spoken to over the course of this series, and particularly the last 24 hours, just desperate to go and experience it in person, and hopefully with that renovation of the TU International Cricket Ground,
hello.
more and more international cricket.
हेर्नु मन छ भने हेर नहेर्नु मन छ भने जाऊ म मैले लाइभ गरिरह म बोल्नु कि जे गरौँ कि तिमीलाई के मतलब अरू ठाउँमा गएर हेर न अनि तँलाई कसले यहाँ आएर हेर्नु भनेछ तोरी आएर हेर्नु पनि छ अझै कराउनु पनि छ जान त नि अरू ठाउँमा गएर हेर न किन हेर्नु आएको तँलाई हेर्नु बोलाओ र खाती मैले ब्लक गरिदिएको कस्तो रिस उठ्ने के जुन स्वर उसकै ठुलो स्वर के लाइभमा आएर अझै भुक्दो रहेछ औतारी
Scotland made 296. Long way to 296 from here. Hits the back pad. Is it 2 and 2? No. Almost every single fielder was appealing in unison. Karen Casey was certain. The only one who wasn't was umpire Ghazi Sahel. Now, what's that missing? Looks very, very adjacent. Richie Berrington looked up immediately. Mel. Is that crashing into, cannoning into leg stump?
It looked very, very close. It again nipped back, but I don't think it was nipping back as far as the other one. Maybe is height a factor again? That is.
I thought that one didn't bounce as much. I thought there's no problems with height. We'll get a look at the replay after this ball. Big moment in the match. That would have been a golden duck for Richie Berrington. Scotland would have lost their big 3 inside 6 overs. This has come off the pad, big appeal, but really it's more the fans and the players this time. Let's go back to the previous ball. It's a wicket maiden for Karen KC, whatever the case. 25 for 2, the score. I think this is going to be the right ball. Let's get a look. Oh, now.
Tough one, that.
If you're a batter, you're saying it's just missing leg. If you're a bowler, you're saying it's smashing leg stump. It's very, very fingers twitching here in the commentary.
6 ओभर स्टार्ट हुन्छ अब
Really
25
close goals.
-2
Maybe not an easy one.
राम्रो खेलेको हो नेपालले बोलिङ राम्रो गरेको छ त
Yes, I think Karen Casey will feel that had another one in the bag. As it is, 6 overs gone. Scotland 25 for 2. Captain perhaps lucky to be there. Sompal Kami will continue. But it's amazing that Charlie T, if you look at him, he's 19 or 14.
Cammy's actually going to come off the bell. It's going to
Oh.
Arif Sheikh, yeah. Arif Sheikh will come into the attack. He's just measuring out his run-up. And an early change. That's because of Cammy just proving a little expensive. Casey's only gone for 1. Cammy's gone for 24 and his 3 overs. So just wants a bit of control, I think, Robert Powell. And then the threat will still come from Karen Casey at the other end. The Nepal fans, it's only 11:30 local time. We're already into voice chanting Nepal, Nepal around the ground. It's echoing here. Oh, it's this gorgeous venue. Sheikh will just look to keep it tight now. And the leg side, I think this is flick the pad.
I tell you what, when we say that a team is up and about, this is exactly what you mean. They think everything is a wicket at the moment. That one, just flicking the pad. No wonder they're excited to have Scotland down too, and the calibre of the wickets that they've taken as well. They have made a right old start here.
Yeah, there's an enthusiasm there. No doubt. They easily could have got one of those 2 LBWs going in their favour. Barrington will breathe a heavy sigh of relief. Again, as we saw with Scott Edwards' decision against Nepal, that was 4 days ago, wasn't it? To win the toss and bat first. Probably not as perplexed as that day I am.
जे छ त्यसमा हेर्नु होला नि अब केमा हेर्नु त
You'd imagine that
Oh.
go back for the second. Barrington does a stutter step but gets there. I feel as though feels like a bowling first morning again. 11 a.m. starts. It's not warm. The assistance we've been seeing has been in the morning, not in the afternoon.
Yeah, at times in the afternoon it has looked like it's stayed pretty consistent.
सबैजनाले मेरो च्यानल सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल प्लिज
Flattened out a little bit. It has done so in the afternoon.
1K ले हेरिराख्नु भएको रहेछ सबैजनाले च्यानल सब्स्क्राइब गरिदिनु ल
It's 2 days ago, the way in which they accelerated. So yeah, definitely some differing opinions out there. Barrington and Edwards deciding to make first use. This one's cut through.
किनकि मैले फेरि लाइभ काटेर आउँछु भनेर सोचिरहेछु कि किनकि
To the dot ball. How good a fielding team are they, Mel? You watch cricket all around the world. You watch a lot of the county game, men's and women's game up at the very higher echelons too. Are there many better fielding sides around the world than Nepal?
They've got to be up there. They're so quick. That's the thing. I think they get themselves.
Driven, just be a signal.
They get themselves into really good positions early. We see with the catching, and especially when you look at someone like Powdell, the amount of
फुल स्क्रिन गर्नु पर्यो कि
they're not.
यो फुल स्क्रिन गर्नु मिलेन ब्लक भएको छ अहिले अनि त्यही भएर
Long legs that you see.
लाइभ काटेर आउँछु ल सबैजना जोइन हुनु नि फेरि सब्स्क्राइब गरिराख्नु नि अहिले फेरि देख्दैन नि भेट्दैन नि
Something like that. There's nobody apart from Jai even close to 6
रोटेट गर्नु मिलेन कि रोटेट भएन
nation pretty short in stature, and for me they're one of the best fielding teams in the world, bar none. But I agree with your point. I think they might be the fastest
Yes.
fielding team in the world, which is kind of almost what makes them so exciting to watch, particularly
क्लियर त आइरहेछ नि त
Sharky, Cammy,
क्लियर त आइरहेछ होला नि
Powell, Bertel, those 5, they're all unbelievably good.
Yeah, and that's they make then. I think it's almost a bit deceptive because they're so quick that they probably make the fielding look a bit easier, if that makes sense, because they get themselves into good positions, because they get around to the ball, as you see. 5 runs coming off that over, and after 7 it's 30 for 2. But because they are so lightning fast, I think sometimes their fielding maybe doesn't look as spectacular as it should, if you know what I mean, because they do all the hard work
Fully
first.
agree. Here's the Scottish 11. That's in batting order that we expect it to be. The debutante Kenton, Jones, what a day for him. And the other change is Charlie Castle coming back into the 11 at the ground where he broke that world record against Oman. And for Nepal, unchanged, no real surprise, so still no room for Bashir Ahmed, which is a bit of a shame given the form he's shown in cricket over the last 6 months. The left-hander Anil Shah also no room for him. Rajan Dakal played the one game, then missed out, and still no place for Nandan Yadav. I would imagine we'll certainly see him in the T20Is and will follow this series in Glasgow. Remember, there's 3 players to come in for those T20Is for Nepal as well, so it's going to be fascinating to see who goes out, because they've announced who's coming in, but they haven't announced who's going out. Big Shark doesn't really play T20I cricket or much of it. I suspect he'll go home. Maybe Arif Sheikh as well. Again, ODI is his kind of specialist format. I don't know who the third and final player left out of that 15 might be. It's going to be a difficult call. Harsh for Bashir Ahmed or Anil Shah played an ODI all trip.
ओके म फुल स्क्रिनमा आउँछु ल मैले लाइभ इन गरेर